Hello, my name is Nick Sitlinski. I'm the donor director of the Alano Club of Kent County. Thank you all for tuning in to our first ever virtual Together We're Stronger event. The past year has been very challenging for us individually and as an operation. We've had to make a lot of adjustments. We had to cancel 2 of our big fundraisers last year that are actually built into our operating budget, and we are still making changes from day to day due to this pandemic.
Today you're going to hear some personal stories of people in recovery and in your community who've been affected not only by various addictions but also the pandemic.
I went on to more criminal-like behavior. I started stealing from different retail centers. I manipulated and lied and cheated every family member to the point where they no longer trust me. And that's another thing that addiction takes away that we don't consider is trust. Trust is something that no amount of money can buy, and we really don't know how precious that is until we lost it. When I first started using, I'd say I was really young, probably 16 years old, but no longer an amateur user. I was beginning to be a pro at it. What eventually got me into prison was I needed to get more, I really don't know any other word, shadier in my criminal endeavors. So I came up with a plan to steal college textbooks and turn them in for money. Could no longer control my thoughts. I could no longer control my behavior because it all revolved around heroin. I wished that I wouldn't have to need it, and my head was as that I knew that I always wanted to get clean, and those plans never panned out. I always planned to quit when I was just making reservations to use. And then I ended up stealing a college textbook that the class hasn't even been released yet, so they caught me that way. And as soon as the cops came, I just gave up. I kind of felt a relief, you know. I was like, I'm done. It's all due to drugs. And that's the control and power that heroin really took a hold of me. And I knew I didn't want to continue that cycle. I wanted to change my life. The Alano Club truly is an important place. It's a needed place. I came out to nothing besides, the socks and clothes on my back. And when I got here, man, this place was just welcoming. It's warm. It's definitely nerve-wracking when you are attempting to come to a new building and try something new in your life. I remember the nerves. I remember my heart palpitations. But when you get in here and everyone is greeting you like they've known you forever. After that, I grabbed some phone numbers, I grabbed some names, started making friends, started meeting acquaintances because I knew that these people would support my recovery. And essentially that's what I needed. The old friends supported my habit. I needed friends that supported my recovery. And you can really find that here at the Alano Club of Kent County. My mind was definitely taken hostage by the drug. When I had to forgive myself from being that person. So I like to tell people that person is dead. He no longer lives. What defines me now is the morals and the trust and the honesty and the friendships and the relationships from the Alano Club. I mean, it's so much work to lie. Why? It's so easy to be honest and to be free-flowing and to not have to think if others trust you or not, because we've earned that trust. We've all trusted each other with our recoveries here.
The pandemic was a detrimental blow to the recovery community. The Alano Club specifically, we shut our doors for the first time ever since 1952. We operate typically 365 days a year, 7 days a week, and to go from that tempo to nothing was a devastating blow to our recovery community. That's why we're excited today to share some testimonials of people who are in recovery in your very own community, to listen to their experience, strength, and hope, and what this place actually does on a day-to-day basis.
I came in blaming him for everything. Everything was his fault. All my miseries, all my pains, was because he did that. He did that. He did that. And I came in thinking that they're going to tell me how to fix him. Because I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. And I was so wrong. But I tried to save my marriage. Didn't work. But that's okay. It's saving me. The people that I've met here, oh my gosh, they've become some of my closest friends. They're my tribe. They're my team. They're the people that I can go to that I know will love me unconditionally, especially during COVID, with so much isolation and so much pain everywhere. It's amazing. I can come in feeling so broken and mad and sad. After a really good meeting, I just feel like it's washed away. It's amazing, like a baptism. It's miraculous. It's awesome. You know, look at our hands. Back in the pre-COVID days, at the end of a meeting, we'd stand and hold hands with other people and say the Serenity Prayer. And, you know, there's something really neat about our hands. They're made for clasping with other people's hands. And we need other people to heal and to share our grief, to purge it out. And the unconditional love that we experience as somebody who's just a stranger minutes before, it's a miracle. It's beautiful. It's our higher power right there. And I'm so grateful. I'm so freaking grateful.
The pandemic has been really hard on us as an organization and individually. CDC stats showed last year that alcohol sales spiked 50%, which is pretty alarming in my opinion. And one of the medical directors at Spectrum Health here in Grand Rapids also said that there's been a 30% increase in patients requesting substance use disorder treatment. And that's why I think it's imperative that organizations like the Alano Club of Kent County continue to be funded and keep our doors open.
You know, despite these challenges, we've had to adapt and overcome and continue to push forward because we have a mission at hand, and that is to support the recovery community at large. And now more than ever, the facts and the stats are rolling in that this place is a pivotal pillar, not only in Grand Rapids and West Michigan, but to the recovery community at large. We're doing the work needed to continue to focus on recovery.
When I was using, I was paralyzed with fear all the time. When I was scared of something, which was all the time, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't, check my bank account or my phone. I couldn't do homework. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do anything really.
I came here and I could be honest about where I was at and how I was feeling and how broken I was, and people were very loving and accepting of that.
This is where I first got sober. I was really new into recovery and I didn't know what I wanted out of it. I wanted my life to be better because it was so terrible, but I wasn't sure exactly what that would look like. And coming here and meeting people and getting comfortable here, that's where I really started to see my journey in sobriety kind of take shape. And my life took on more of a routine, which was really comforting, because before I started coming here, my life was really chaotic. It was really scary. I didn't know what was going to happen from one day to the next.
It's really exciting when people stay, because unfortunately a lot of people don't. And it's really cool to see someone, come in and grow and become the person that they're meant to become. We've been able to go to the beach together, have conversations about how we're doing, how we're feeling, what's going on in life, and really have a deeper connection. There's a young people's community that I met through the Alano Club, and that community showed me that sobriety isn't all boring and gloom and doom, because I had this big prejudice that when I get sober, my life is going to be over. And what am I going to do for fun? Or how am I going to have a conversation with someone and be comfortable doing it? And so when I got here, everyone showed me, hey, we actually do a lot of fun things in sobriety, and sobriety is actually fun and can be great.
The young people's community is really what keeps me coming to the Alano Club. We really try to cater to a lot of different people. I think I've done so many things that I wouldn't have done before coming to the Alano Club, just because I've met people that have had different interests than me. Coming here has definitely taught me to be more compassionate to myself. It's not always easy, and I don't always still do it perfectly, but it is something that I've learned to look out for, and I figured out what works for me, what doesn't, and a lot of that has been through the help of other people. And my life is definitely better today.
There's been like aha moments, and I'll look around and I'll think like, oh my goodness, like every person here has their own very unique story with some really, difficult things that they've gone through in the past, and like, look where we all are right now. And I just never thought I'd be here, which is, it's funny, I think. And also it's really cool that this is my life today. I get to do these things. I don't have to do these things, but I get to be here, and I think that's really cool.
And I want to say thank you to our board of directors, our staff, and all of our club members, and the donor support that we've received over the past year to help keep our doors open. And a special thank you to our community partners, Meyer, Fleece and Vandenbrink, and Herman Miller Cares. Thank you for your critical support during these tough times.
My story in brief is, of course, my name is Mike Baker. When I'm in trouble or around the house and everything with my mom or my wife, it's Michael Anthony. So that's when I know I'm in trouble. But Mike, I'm good. That means I'm doing something right. I've been here at the Alano Club for 35 years. The recovery bug hit me. I was cross-addicted with crack cocaine or any types of drugs and alcohol. I started coming to the Alano Club for quite some time. I became an integral part of the club by introducing Smart Recovery. Smart Recovery is a self-management and recovery training mutual aid program. All we do as facilitators is listen to what's going on with them and then analyze it through Smart Recovery tools. And there are 4 tools that Smart Recovery use. One is maintaining motivation, 2, coping with urges, 3, managing thoughts, feelings, and behavior, and then 4, living a balanced lifestyle. So my role as board member is communication. what we try to do is bring home, well, my old pastor said bring home the bacon, but what we try to do is bring home more programs, but also more donations. COVID-19 hit us really hard and unexpectedly. We had fundraisers that we were in line to do, but we couldn't do them. And so now we would like to, in 2021, to get those fundraisers going again. But in all honesty, we need donations to make that happen. We need to keep the doors open. But yes, we are in need. I will say desperate need for donations. When we do fundraisers, those fundraisers are for the member. They are for the members. So say for instance, if a member don't know where to go for a treatment program, the Atlanta Club have that information and have those doors open. We can have some of those doors open. Or if they need some place to stay, we have information about that. So it's an informational based building as well. And we work hand in hand with different I want to say facilities in Grand Rapids as well. There's quite a few that know our name. There's quite a few that's even outside comes to the Atlanta Club because of our meetings. So this is why it's important for us to continue to do our fundraisers. This is why it's important for us to continue to ask for those donations, to keep the fundraisers going, to keep the doors open, and to keep the people coming. So this is a beautiful thing with all the other programs in here. Where can you go? Where can you go and get a wide variety of programs that is helping you? Like Bill W. and Bob said, you know, there's many pathways to recovery. You know, it's just that you got to figure out which path you want to take. But always move forward from that path and not backwards. This is why the Atlanta Club exists.
Help support this critical mission. I'd like to encourage you to please visit grallanoclub.org to make a donation, and all donations are tax deductible. And we are grateful for your support.